In previous videos, we have reviewed clubs from Temu. Now, one of the videos we reviewed 4 $100 drivers that were the cheaper price point. The quality on them was a little bit hit and miss, and there were a couple hidden gems. I've gone back on Temu and I've found and I've spent a little bit more money on a driver and a fairway wood. And here in my hands, I've got what would seem from a distance away a Ping G440, but instead it is a G.F. I'm not going to sound it out. And it's a an extremely close copy. The shaft in this driver is a Ventus Fujikura Valacor Folds of Honor. This is quite obviously a knockoff of the Ping G440. Also in my hands I have the fairway wood, and this is a Sepe Max with a Sepe TR6S shaft. We're going to hit them today and we're going to test them out. We're going to see how they perform, whether they are a waste of money, whether they actually feel all right off the face. Again, these are clear copies of the G440 range that is on the market at the moment. We're going to hit some Pro V1s on a full swing launch monitor, kind of go through how they feel, how the shaft feels. My hopes aren't too high for either club, but you never know. These might surprise you. So let's get into it. Let's hit some shots. First shot, Pro V1s, full swing kit. Already that shaft just feels a bit whippy and a bit softer than the listed or the printed spec. What the fuck? Okay. That made a fairly interesting sound. Let's just look at some of the numbers on the monitor to start. That was 190 carry, 5,000 RPMs a spin, which is perfect. That's just what you want. Let's go another one. Wow. Okay, sweet. 183 meters carry, 5,400 RPMs, which is perfect.
See how high it is?
Yeah. Okay. One more and we'll have a little peek at the numbers. Wow. The elephant in the room obviously is the sound. That is horrific. That on the spin rate wasn't too bad. If I bring the launch monitor over, 3,000 spin, which is a lot lower than before, 110 club, 156 ball. I just get the launch angle 17 degrees, which is a little bit hefty. It's definitely got Sasquatch vibes. I heard the Nike drivers that came out kind of the 2000s, it's loud. Your playing partners would hear it, and other golfers on the course would hear this from about 4 holes away. Had that pretty good. So a little bit better in terms of numbers. That was 200 carry, 2,700 spin. Club head speeds at 114, the ball speeds at 155. Pretty horrendous. Not gonna lie, it's not feeling good, it's not sounding good. And the numbers are pretty average. Terrible. 200 carry, 5,000 spin. It just goes straight up and it spins like crazy. You could run up and catch it. See there, 200 carry, 5,000 spin. The launch angle on that was all right, 14.6, total 230. And again, this is in meters, not yards. Pretty bad. I'm a little bit disappointed because this was a lot more expensive than some of the other drivers on Temu. Like, I think this was around 230 Kiwi. And in testing those 4 $100 drivers, there was a driver, the Lashonda model, which actually performed really well and had some fairly good numbers, fairly good consistency, and went a lot further than this is. Let's have a couple more. Yep. Pulled that. Okay, one more with this monstrosity of a golf club. Okay, so after quite a few hits, not happy. This obvious knockoff of a Ping G440, it doesn't compare in any way. The sound is horrific. I know a Ping driver does have a very distinct sound, and the 425 had a very distinct sound. The G430 had a very distinct sound, and it's kind of dulled, I think, over time as they've added more carbon fiber. The 440, which I've hit before, does not sound like this knockoff here. Again, it's a very close looking, or it's a very close copy of a G440. It does not perform in any way close to a G440. The spin numbers were up in the 5,000s, 5,500. Maybe one or two I got with a relatively good spin number, and that I was really feeling like I tried to flight it low and take the spin off. The shaft is not a Ventus. It is a very bad copy. It is not stable in any way. It does not feel like a 6S, and I could still kind of get away with a stiff shaft when I'm swinging, but this definitely felt more like a softer regular. Grip is fine. Grip's never an issue, but maybe some of the cool features, like it has an interchangeable weight, but I know if you look at this close up, there's actually no port to change the weight. So it's only stuck. They've got that movable weight, but it's only stuck in that neutral position, which is kind of pointless. Again, for what it costs, I think it was around that 220, 230 mark Kiwi. I did have my hopes up and did expect this driver to perform a lot better than some I've tested in the past. Do not buy this driver. It is a piece of shit. Simple as that. So we're going to test the Sepe Fairway with that. Is obviously a direct knockoff of the G440 range as well. We're going to hit some shots. I have slightly higher hopes for the Fairway wood than I do for the driver. Let's hit some and let's see how it goes. Okay, so we've got this is the Fairway wood. It's a Sepe Max, which, like, design-wise actually looks quite good. It's got a lot less of the sus branding that the driver had. So no 911, no other bits and pieces. This is adjustable. It's got a rear weight. Didn't come with any different rear weights that you could change, and I think it's got this standard Ping fitting hosel on it, or adapter. It doesn't look very flush though, and it does look quite loose. So in terms of the shaft actually feels quite stable. It actually feels like it's listed or printed spec. So we'll hit these 3 woods off the deck. We'll hit a few and we'll see how it feels. Oh, it's going about the same distance as the driver. Spin was quite high, but I mean, that's carried 187. We'll hit a couple more. looks good. It looks really good behind the ball, and in the driver's defense, that also kind of looked pretty good behind the ball. Bit low in the face. $197. Lower spin than the driver. I couldn't have hit that any better. 217 carry. I'll show you just some of those numbers. So 217 carry, 4.4 roughly in terms of spin, 110 club speed, launch 10 degrees, total 236. Like, a very stark difference between the driver and this. Like, this is actually quite concerning how good this feels. Hit that extremely low in the face, bit of a stinger. Yeah, didn't carry very far. Total would have been a bit longer. Still, like, even on a miss hit, it still feels pretty good. What? 201. Let's go one. I'm gonna try and step on this one and try and get a bit out of it. Ah. Not hit that very well. Yeah, 196. 3.5 spin and bit of a miss hit. Left it out a bit to the right, but again, hit pretty solid. 205 carry. What's that come out to total? 236 total. Okay, so we've just hit the fairway wood. Now, relative to the driver, this seriously outperformed it in just about every aspect. It was going as far, if not further, than the driver. The spin was lower. Like, I wouldn't say this is a direct knockoff of the G440. It's almost got kind of G series vibes, which was quite a while ago, but like off the face, it felt good. It actually felt pretty good on miss hits as well. The shaft, like the drive was a 60 gram stiff. This actually felt like a 60 gram stiff, actually probably a little bit heavier, a little bit firmer. Grip was fine. Again, not really worried about the grips. Yeah, like comparison-wise, the driver, total waste of money. I would never purchase, I would never recommend anything like that, because that is just more so something that looks like the product on the market. It definitely doesn't perform. The numbers of this were sensational. Like, I'd be relatively happy with a 3-wood at 236, and obviously the shaft's not totally fit for me, and some I did miss hit, and the numbers were a little bit off, but like, it looks good, looks great behind the ball. It's kind of got the carbon pattern. I think that's just painted on by the feel. Like, that does feel quite rough. I think it's just steel, not titanium. It is adjustable. The adapter does look a little dodgy. It doesn't fit quite flush with the hosel of the club. I think this cost me about 120 Kiwi. So, like, in terms of value, it's probably not a bad buy. Again, would I recommend it? It's probably not up there with your decent or OEM clubs like your Pings, your TaylorMades, etc. For a value 3-wood, it's actually not a bad option, and the shaft, again, is pretty good. All in all, like, the driver, the fairway wood, like, fake clubs, really the purpose is for them to just kind of look like the existing product on the market. They're never going to perform much the same. Did surprise me though with the 3-wood. Drive was a piece of shit. For more videos like this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again for some more.